Welcome back to another episode of Undiagnosed Baddie, your favorite daily 10-minute podcast. And how I know it's your favorite is because you're liking this video, you're commenting on this video, you are sharing this video, you are opening another tab and starting my series Undiagnosed Baddie from episode 1 and watching them all the way through to today. Are y'all hearing me? That's how I will know it's your favorite daily podcast. All right. Now we're going to get into a subject about moving, and I'm just going to go ahead and read the topic. So it says, so movers will cost me about $600 to $700 for a 2-bedroom move. Does that sound about right? Okay. From someone that has hired movers before. I've done this 2 different ways. Now, most of the time, my stuff is packed up because I don't like people touching my stuff. All right. And I did have the movers pack up a few things like the couches, the TVs. And when I say pack up, they're wrapping and they're padding and they're making sure that stuff is secure and not going to get messed up, not going to get scratched, shit like that. Bulky items that could get torn, they're making sure that is wrapped correctly. When you think about a move, you have usually you pay per person. Well, here in Maryland, I've paid per person by the hour. So if they say it's $25 an hour for a move, you're really going to need like 4 movers if you want to do something in 2 hours. So bare minimum is 25, right? That's a new one, no stars, trying it out. Nobody even knows if they're good or gonna show up because ain't no stars. So you're really paying well, $25 is low. They don't charge $25, y'all. And I'm being very honest because one of my moves was like $800, but they deserved it because of the amount of steps that they had to go up to when I was living in the city. And it was an old historical building, no elevator, and they had to get all my stuff to the 3rd and 4th floors. My apartment was 2 levels. That was like an $800. That was out of a 1-bedroom into a 2-bedroom. However, and that's a big fucking however, it was a lot of fucking steps. So they did earn their money that day. So I always say at the age that we are, you need to hire movers. Don't rely on your friends. Now, there are some things that your friends can help you with. And that's just showing up, helping you pack, maybe helping you unpack. Nobody can help me unpack just simply because I need to be able to organize my space. Now, you can come over, pack some dishes. You could pack up the kitchen. Label everything, if you're a good packer. Everybody is not a good packer, and do it that way. But I don't think at our age or this far into life, we should be asking our friends to help us move. So is $600 to $700 a good number? Yeah, because where are you moving to? They quoted you for gas. They quoted you for labor. It's the labor and the timeliness. Something that would take you 10, 12 hours, maybe a few days, maybe a week. They're going to be done in 2 to 4 hours. Boom. They're really taking your whole life, moving it safely somewhere, unpacking your whole life, and you've got all your stuff. So I really think the logistics that come into it, $600 to $700 for a 2-bedroom is an amazing price, especially when no other details were given. Now some people are very pricey. They do even have the services where people come in and pack up your whole house. Sometimes you don't want people in your stuff, and I'm sure they've seen some things, but no. I don't really necessarily need anybody packing, because as I'm packing, I'm deciding, is this trash? Or is this a keep? Is this a maybe? You go through the piles, and that also helps you condense things. Be like, damn, I ain't seen this in 2 years. And that's when you have to let stuff go. When you don't remember what it is, where it was, if you haven't used it, it's time for it to go. And also it stops the headache of relying on other people. Once you start thinking the logistics, we could be moved in 4 hours. I don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to rent a truck. I don't have to rely on my friends and family that may come late that may fuck up my stuff, that don't have insurance to replace your stuff if anything happens. Even with the U-Haul, you have insurance for a I can't even say it. Vehicular. How do you say it? Vehicular? I can't even say that word. Hold on, y'all. I'm having a slow moment. Let me see. V-E. Vehicular pronunciation. I'm supposed to be charging my phone. Vehicular. Was I saying that right? Hold on. Say it again, girl. Vehicular. Why was I having a hard time say that? Vehicular collisions, not necessarily the items that's on the inside, right? That's on you. We know that. So, it's just the peace of mind that your items are going to get to your new destination in a short amount of time and with coverage, right? So yeah, do that, guys. Once you start understanding the convenience of it all, because do you know how many people say they're gonna show it for you and don't show it for you, or show it for you on their own time? And then what are you paying them? Like, yes, I know, niggas. Like, what about the community? What about the village? Y'all old at this point. And sometimes you just don't care. And sometimes it might not even be that you don't care. You don't have the knowledge. This is not what you do every day. You're asking your IT friends to move a whole bunch of heavy stuff and use their physics knowledge to get down the hall or down the steps, and it's too much. Pay the people. $600 to $700 is a good quote. So once you're and I know everybody can't afford it, this conversation is not for you. This conversation is for the people that are thinking about it and that can. So when you start talking about moving and the expense of moving and the gas and the labor, it's going to be worth paying for the movers, guys. Y'all gotta grow up at some point, pay the convenience, and just move in that way. That was one of the best things I've ever done. The last time, I moved myself, it took so long. It was laborious. My body hurt. I'm having to take, what are them things called? Salt baths. It is a constant move because you're trying to get it done. Then it's also you, trying to be a mom, moving while your kid's at school, taking off of work. You know what I'm saying? Man, if y'all don't pay them people, go ahead and pay them people. So start adding, get a little part-time job, get $1,000, because you still, I tipped. I don't tip for everything, but them stairs, them men needed a good tip. Even when I left there, the gentleman needed a good tip. Okay? What I want to say is that, man, pay for that convenience. Move, and pay for the convenience. Yeah. Also, probably don't want everybody knowing where you're going. Then they slow. When you have your family members show up, they want to take a break. They want to sit down, and you trying to be like this neighbor. And you know what they saying when you walk outside to get another box? Man, this bitch not even paying me. You know what I'm saying? People love you, but love them enough to not call them for stuff like this anymore. Love me enough not to include me in on your moving plans unless you need logistics, unless you need someone to run the show. Because I come in, I know how to pack. Y'all start making y'all kids play Tetris so they can learn how to. When my daughter's in trouble, that's the only thing she has on her phone. She could do Duolingo and Tetris. That's it. Because it makes their brain start fitting things in ways and just, you know how the fuck Tetris works. But it makes them start thinking. That's the same with packing trunks. That's the same with, on a road trip. How is this going? What do we need at every rest stop? Okay, so leave this bag last, right? How are we doing this? Where can this fit in between the chairs? All kind of stuff like that. I'm there for that. I'm for hire for that. Moving, no. No. And make sure y'all are checking out all the sites, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, for all the hacks on how to move. I done talked to y'all a long time about moving, paying for the convenience, and all that other good shit. But question, have you paid for movers? Have you helped people move? Have you helped people move, and did you get paid the next time you move? Are you hiring the movers? We always have a question because, what is this? Undiagnosed Baddie, your favorite daily 10-minute podcast.